There's Joshua Bell in the Academy of St. Martin in the Fields, complete and unabridged because it's a lovely day today. First time in a millennia. The complete summer concerto from Vivaldi's Four Seasons.
There you go.
It's 9:32, 14 degrees outside. Going to be a sunny day today, up to 22. I'm Mike Duncan here with Gene Stillwell.
The Canadian Opera Company is presenting their hugely successful production of Puccini's Madama Butterfly, taking place at the Four Seasons Centre for the Performing Arts. It's got 12 performances, and they open October 10th and run until the 31st. Mezzo-soprano Elizabeth DeShong joins us this morning to talk about it. Elizabeth is singing the role of Suzuki. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming in.
Now, this is actually, I've done Suzuki before, but I didn't realize that it's actually based on an actual occurrence. Yeah. That there was a real butterfly, and I didn't know that. Can you believe that? I should have done my deeper homework. Now we know that Suzuki is Cho-Cho-san's servant, and you're 30 years old in the opera, and she's 15.
Just about. I've done it a couple times where we've had her played a little older than that, and in this one, we have her a little bit younger, maybe just 5 to 7 years older than Butterfly.
Uh-huh. Does that change your performance each time, depending on the age?
It does a bit. It just changes sort of the backstory I create for myself. The first time I did it was actually with Kelly Caduce, who is one of our butterflies.
Yes.
And she was played older, sort of a motherly, almost grandmotherly figure. And in that scenario, I think of her as maybe being a child left behind, sort of an older representation of what sorrow is. And so that kind of informs her backstory for me, sort of knowing that these marriages between soldiers and geisha don't always turn out well. Somebody in the process of these can get hurt. And so that's sometimes how I think of her. In this one, she's more of a friend.
I see.
Wise because she observes what goes on in the house. She has the training that Butterfly has, but she observes, so she knows relationships really well.
No, I was reading your website, and that you does Suzuki blame herself for the situation that Butterfly's in that you didn't warn her?
I don't think she blames herself, but when the situation develops and she sees that some of her concerns in the beginning were warranted, I think there is a part of her that wishes she had said more in the beginning, that wishes she could have done something, that maybe she had stepped outside the bounds of her role in the house and said what was inside. Because in Act 1, Suzuki doesn't have a lot to sing, but she has an extreme emotional involvement.
Right.
You know, she's much like the audience.
Yes.
She gains all the knowledge that the audience gets, the concern. She sees these moments where Sharpless warns Pinkerton to be careful. She believes this. She gathers all of that. And then in Acts 2 and 3, she gets then to voice those concerns and speak for the audience.
You're really on stage a lot more than almost anyone.
Yes, absolutely.
And very busy. Because of your role.
Yes. You do some tray carrying, some kneeling. It's a little hard on the knees at times, but...
Now, you have worked with Patricia Rosset, who is the other Cho-Cho-san.
Yes. And just this year.
Just this year. Was that at the Met or in San Francisco?
That was in San Francisco.
That's wonderful that you had a chance to work in those great houses and do that role and then come here. And
No, it is wonderful, and it's wonderful to revisit it with both Kelly and Patricia. With more experience and time, it really develops, and it's a fun challenge then back to back to switch. It'll be to switch evenings with different butterflies. It's fun as an actress to respond differently.
Right. You don't really ever have that much opportunity to communicate with Pinkerton.
No.
So what is that for you? Who is Pinkerton for you?
It's tricky because a lot of her interaction does go through Sharpless. He's the middleman. Suzuki gets a couple moments in Act 3 when he returns and they approach her to say, you need to tell her we're taking the boy. That's on you.
Passing the buck.
Yeah. And it's tough. And she gets a couple words that she gets to throw his way. But a lot of the communication between them is is looks,
Right.
it's glances, but I mean they're very present. So I think someone coming to the theater will see us relate sort of with energy as opposed to words. But the energy is intense. I mean, he meets me before he meets Butterfly.
Right, right, exactly.
So, there is that relationship established straight away in the piece.
Now, I understand that you, reading everything that I've been reading about you, tremendous reviews, and about the comments that you also do Cenerentola, Rossini, Coloratura,
Right.
and I have a high C, and all over the place. Is it fun doing all these different things? Is it dangerous to do them?
No, I mean, it's a choice for me. My first piece that I did with Canadian Opera Company was Hermia and Midsummer Night's Dream. So there was Britain, then we moved on to the Rossini as the title character in La Cenerentola, and then I'm here singing Puccini. But, I want to sing as young as possible, as long as possible. So I am focused on doing bel canto, not venturing much farther past Puccini here and there. So the facility is there to go heavier, but I feel it keeps me flexible vocally and as an actress to do all of these different things, and I'm healthy, and it keeps me healthy for me, my voice, and everybody's a little different with that.
It's very smart, and I guess that you don't need to make choices until you're asked. Do you see yourself singing Verdi down the road?
I think it will happen.
I think so too.
It will happen. It's in there, but in the very near future, I have time for that,
right.
And I feel
Postpone that for a while.
Yeah, I'll postpone that. I wanna keep flexible. I want to keep singing young roles, and if I can,
sure,
why not?
Sure.
Why not?
And Brian McDonald is the director of this production.
Yes.
And Susan Benson, the designer, and it's a gorgeous production.
It really is.
Yeah, you're having a good time?
Absolutely. It's such a treat to work with Brian. I think this is my 5th production now, different production of Butterfly. And so I feel very comfortable in the role dramatically and musically. And it's so nice now to come back to it and refocus it with someone like Brian, who he lets the artist bring themselves. And if it works, he's not going to override what's working with something that's been done before. He's going to incorporate it and love it and nurture it, what the characters bring. And, Canadian Opera Company has put together 2 spectacular casts that bring very different but wonderfully impressive things, dramatically and musically. And so now it's down to the refinement stage, for me. I feel like I have the big picture I have ideas and nuances that I like to do, but it's down to, just following through a head turn with your eyes.
Yes.
Just the finest details. And it's a delight.
Well, you're a delight, Elizabeth.
No.
I'm going to thank you so much for coming in today.
No, thank you.
Getting new insights and seeing and watching your process. And clearly you're having a tremendous success and a wonderful career.
Oh, thank you.
So I'll be very excited to hear you and see what you're doing with
Thank you very much.
Suzuki. And
yes, and come twice.
That's it.
Come twice.
Don't worry. I'm on to it. Thank you so much. We've been speaking with mezzo-soprano Elizabeth DeShong, who is playing the role of Suzuki in the Canadian Opera Company's production of Madama Butterfly. It's taking place at the Four Seasons Centre for the Performing Arts. It opens on October 10th and it runs until the 31st. If you want to get tickets, you can go online to coc.ca or call 416-363-8231. Thanks, Elizabeth.
Thank you.